Actually, last year I also won an award. It's the Engineer of the Year. I like that award better. And Stacy have a pretty surprise introduction. It's the first time I see all the videos here, but it's, that CEO has to deal with all the surprise, especially from marketing. Okay, enough for me. Let me talk about our space. Actually, just like Victor said, internet growing very, very fast. And you can see all the big data, all the connectivity. And surprisingly, they're still using the same architecture, the same protocol developed about 40 years ago. Just still connections based on equally IP address, all these kind of things. So they're not connections based on the application, based on the content, based on the user or device or location. That's how security deal with it. Right? So security deal with anything above the connection. And you can see security, it goes through a few generations. It's starting at about like 30-some years ago. It's my first company, second company deal with, we call the first generation security. It's all about connection. It's a firewall VPN. Firewall is control who can connect into your company. We have a trust zone and trust zone. So that's how firewall decide which connection can be come in, and then VPN just encrypt the connection. It's more like today you go to airport, right? So early days you only need a ticket. So that's where how connection security check who can come in. But since changed, like 20 years ago, the data get much richer, the content start get more active, a lot of executable inside the data there. So that's where we start, we call the second generation network security. We call the content security, application security. That's where when Fortinet started, it's in 2000. Actually, my two previous companies before Fortinet, NetScreen and also SIS, we call the first generation network security. So we were one of the leaders in the first generation. And then when we realized a lot of intrusion, a lot of virus come from permitted connection. And that's where how the virus come in, how the intrusion come in. And then we see we need to check the permitted connection. Just like when you go to airport, you not only need a ticket, you also need to check, go through all the security check screening, what's inside your luggage, all the x-ray scanning, all your whatever, goes through a security check. So that's what we call the connection, content security, application security. So start about like 18 years ago, we were the first company. Originally we call antivirus firewall. It's really checking the content intrusion from the network side. Now I think it's 90% network security already moved to the second generation, so they do the content security checking right now. So we are luckily be the leader, and since we start early, we have close to 30% global deployment right now, and keeping growing. At the same time, like Victor said, actually, the differentiation we have, we're the only network security company design our own ASIC chip. It's not FPGA. FPGA for the high-end machine, but it's really the regular machine more using our own ASIC chip, which can accelerate the function 10 to 100 times faster compared to the general purpose CPU. So give you much better performance, better cost, at the same time adding additional function. So that's how Fortinet can differentiate compared to some other competitor. They're pretty much all using software to do the security. So we're combining software with our own customer design ASIC chip. And that's where looking at the security industry, like Stacy showed, there's like over 2,000 companies compete. And I say 97%, 95% of the company that in the stage one, we call the intrusion detection stage. They just want to tell you what's wrong in the network. And some of them get into their network, take some data, so that's what we call the detection. It's relatively easy to do. And, but once you get too many alarm messages, and then you have a very difficult time to deal with that. And then they move to stage two, we call the prevention. So the prevention need to be inline. They need to stop the bad actor there. They need to stop the intrusion. They need to take some action. At the same time, need to be let all the good application go through. So that's the stage two. It's only about 3 to 5% company can move to the stage two. which you need to be fast enough to don't slow down the network side. At the same time, you also need to be more accurate, don't block the good application. So that's where prevention more difficult to do compared to the detection. Then the stage 3 is the integration. There's only probably few companies can integrate different technology together. You have to own the technology to integrate that. And that's where today, like Stacy said, there's only probably like 3 network security company being able to reach over $1 billion, and because they also integrate a lot of technology together into a single box. And then the stage 4, we feel also important, is really the performance and also the value. Because security deal with same throughput, they cost about 100 times more expensive compared to the networking switching routing. Security is very expensive and also much slower because you have to deal with we call that unstructured data. They also have to deal with all the policy, all the unknown intrusion, all the things. So that's where how to improve performance, lower the cost is other challenge. So we feel ASIC is the solution. That's where we invest very early. In my previous company, NetScreen, we also invest in ASIC for the firewall VPN. That's also the only company in the network security space to the ASIC. Now we're also keeping the same trick, same tradition, you leverage the ASIC chip to improve the performance and the cost. So compared to 18 years ago, when we started Fortinet, what has been changed? So a lot of data go to mobile, and a lot of data go to the cloud, go to the IoT. No longer has just an inside company trust zone anymore. So the trust zone starting to disappear. So that's where we call the third generation. Infrastructure security is really needed now. It's no longer just protect inside the company. You need to really protect the whole infrastructure. So not only need to be the network security, we now call the security fabric. You need to have all the endpoint security. That's your antivirus software in your PC. Working with network security, working with like access part, working with your cloud security, working with your application, email, web, all these kind of things. So that's where all this have to be working together because the data no longer stay inside the company's server anymore. They're moving everywhere. So that's where we call the third generation starting like in the last 2 years, 3 years. So 3 things about infrastructure security has to be broad because data reach everywhere. They also need to be integrated. So without integrate, you cannot really make all these different pieces working together. And they also need to be automated. Need to be automated and detect, prevent all the attack. Because once the hacker get into your network, they only take a few seconds, they can take your data. So there's no time for any system administrator to really react, change in that way. It has to be automated. That's where it has to be broad, integrate, and automate. So that's really the challenge for a lot of companies today is really how to get all these different pieces working together, how to design a product, especially security. Because traditionally, network security is different than endpoint security. That's where Stacy worked for Symantec, which is endpoint, and now it's network. Usually no overlap. Now they have to be working together today. That's where we are luckily, we actually designed a lot of this product about 10 years ago to prepare this third generation network security. We call the Forti Security Fabric. I kind of jump ahead a little bit. That's where different pieces have to be working together, has to be designed together to make it working together. That's where different from other competitors, we have to build a lot of things internally. From endpoint to the application, to the cloud, to the network security, including the future IoT. So we actually demonstrate early this year the connected car security. That's really the first demonstration in the car industry in the CES, and which potentially has a huge market. And that's where you can see how you can protect your data in the car, protect all the information in the car. And this is my last slide. From my experience, to build the best company, the best product, you need to build things ground up. So that's the reason we built from ASIC chip to the operation system, to the hardware, to the service. And you also need to build from end to end. That's how we started building from endpoint security, to the network security, to the cloud security, to the IoT. So that's all my presentation. Thank you.